Hello everyone, I'm starting this video in the kitchen. Don't at me, I'm allowed. This is a very exciting parcel, so I'm going to open it on camera. If you watched last week's video, sorry, my hair is really upsetting me right now. It's such a mess. Okay. If you watched last week's video, you would be aware that I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber and absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This is the second book. I was contemplating getting the second book in the series because it is only out in hardback right now and not in paperback, and my Once Upon a Broken Heart copy is in paperback. But then Waterstones posted that once the paperback's released, the hardback will never be back in print. So I'm probably going to get the paperback as well when it comes out in June, but I do have the hardback. God, I'm so excited. I literally loved Once Upon a Broken Heart. I want to read this, like, immediately. Oh, stop! The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. It's just so good. I did order it off Amazon just because it's so much cheaper. It says it's 400 pages. On Amazon it said it was 350. This said it's 402, and Once Upon a Broken Heart was 403, so they're basically the same. But I really want to read this, like, now. So I'm going to try. I don't know whether to try and fit this into, like, this week's theme, which was supposed to be getting my booktube besties to pick the books I read. I feel like one of them's going to pick it for me anyway. I feel like M definitely will pick it anyway. So I'm going to try and get this on my TBR for this week because I want to read this immediately. So, as I just said, this video is going to be my booktube besties pick my reads for the week. I'm actually going to send the first text now, and I'm going to ask M first. So let me do that and then I'll come back. Okay, I absolutely rigged this first pick, but I don't care. This is my video and I'll do what I want. So the two options that I gave were Caraval by Stephanie Garber and The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. Now, I would have been happy with either of these picks, but knew that I'd ordered this book and that it had come today and that I really wanted to read it next. So she knew that, so because she's such a good friend, she picked The Ballad of Never After, which I expected. That one was kind of a cheat one. I promise the next picks won't be like that. But I deserve some self-care, okay? And I wanted to read this book, so I wasn't going to be mean to myself and not even put it as one of the options. So I'm reading The Ballad of Never After. Obviously, I've said this is actually... I'll just put the text conversation there just so that you know that she actually did pick it. But, as I said, this is the sequel to Once Upon a Broken Heart. I don't know if I'll read the blurb, if it will be a spoiler to Once Upon a Broken Heart. Basically, Once Upon a Broken Heart ended on a huge cliffhanger. It is a story about the Fates, which are the magic beings in this world. Specifically, the Prince of Hearts, and the main character is called Evangeline Fox, and she's... I don't know what to say without spoiling the first book. Anyway, it's got a mystery in it, and there was a new mystery that was left at the end of the last book, and the original mystery still hadn't been solved. So there's a lot of mysteries going on. There's also romance, it's fantasy. This world has everything in it that you could possibly want, so this is the book I'm going to read. I look tired. Oh my god. My face looks horrible. I think I need to put my glasses on. Okay. I just finished The Ballad of Never After. I annotated her, obviously. This was so emotional at the end. Oh my god. Once again, it ended on another cliffhanger. The next book isn't out until September, so I have to wait. But this series has me in such a chokehold. Like, I am in love with this series. This series to me is like up there with like The Cruel Prince and Akatar. Like, this is incredible. This series is about a girl called Evangeline. I realised I didn't really explain it that well. This girl called Evangeline is unusual in that she has like rose gold hair. It turns out that she is some sort of key that's needed for this thing that these magical beings want to do. I literally can't say too much without spoiling it, but the first book ended on a cliffhanger. This book resolved that cliffhanger, but has now been left on another cliffhanger. And I really thought we were going to get a happy ending in this one. But this literally ripped my heart out of my chest and stomped all over it. I can't believe I have to wait till September for the next book. Anyway, 5 stars. I asked Sarah from Saz Books to pick my next read, and I gave her the options of Caraval again and Truly Devious. And Sarah did pick Caraval. So, again, Stephanie Garber. I know that some of the characters from the Once Upon a Broken Heart series is mentioned in this series. So, yeah. But before people come at me for reading Once Upon a Broken Heart before Caraval, I did research it first. And Stephanie Garber says that you can read Once Upon a Broken Heart before Caraval, or Caraval before Once Upon a Broken Heart. So, I trust Miss Garber's advice. So, Caraval says, once a year the infamous Master Legend hosts Caraval, open only to those who have been invited. This year the week-long game is on Legend's glittering Isla de los Sueños. Isla de los Sueños. Sorry for my Spanish. Where the winding streets are an elaborate snow-covered maze and the people are never who they seem. At midnight on the first day, the show begins and the visitors become players. Each of them is vying for the coveted prize, a single wish. All they must do is unravel the mystery of Caraval, but in a game where danger hides behind every charming smile, winning isn't without loss, and their wish might be their last. Oh, it sounds so good. And I know that, so from in the Once Upon a Heartbreak, it's oh my god, why can't I speak? In the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, one of the main characters is the Prince of Hearts, and he is also in the Caraval series, I'm pretty sure, so I'm quite excited. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not very well, so sorry if my energy's not quite there. But yeah, I'm going to start Caraval, and I'll update you when I've made a dent in it. Okay. God, I'm so bad at this. I haven't updated in like a week again because I haven't read. Well, I have read more of Caraval. I just haven't spoke about it. But I haven't read that much of Caraval. I haven't finished the book. I should have finished the book by now. I haven't. I'm on page 160. And the reason I haven't finished this book is because it's just not as gripping to me as Once Upon a Broken Heart was. Like, I'm just not like hooked by it. To me, this book should have been so exciting and so gripping, and it's just not. Like, I don't really like Scarlett and Donatella, the main characters. They've arrived at Caraval, they've started playing the game, like we're like on the first full day now of Caraval, and I'm just still not like loving it. Like, I'm really interested to get to know more about Julian, but as far as Scarlett and Donatella go, like, I just don't care. Like, the only character I like at the minute is Julian, and I don't even think you're actually supposed to really like him, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm reading it slow. I'm not like obsessed, so I'm a bit upset, but I am going to try and keep going. I'm just annoyed that it's taken me so long to finish or to get through this book. Okay, it is Friday the 24th of March and I am determined to finish Caraval today. I have already read over 70 pages this morning and it's 10 a.m. So I think I am going to finish it today. I've just got to chapter 23, which is page 233. And it's just now starting to get, like, good. Like, I'm just now starting to get hooked. And, like, there have been, the past couple of chapters, I have been like, oh my god, I need to carry on. Like, I can't stop at the end of that chapter because I need to know what's going on. However, I have really mixed feelings because I'm like, on one hand, why is it taking me 200 pages to start enjoying the book? But also, this is the start of a fantasy series, and, like, every first book in a fantasy series has to be, or has to have some element of, like, world building, and, like, it has to get the boring stuff out of the way so that the next books can be good, if that makes sense. But again, on the other hand, Once Upon a Broken Heart, I feel like didn't have that element. Like, it wasn't boring for the first 200 pages before it got good. However, ACOTAR, the first book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, definitely was like this, in that it didn't start getting good until after the halfway mark. So I have very mixed feelings on this book right now. So far it's sitting at a 3-star. However, I do feel like if it starts to pick up and I get really, really invested in this second half now, that it can be pushed to a 4-star. It's definitely not a 5-star because I can't give a book 5 stars that I didn't enjoy the first 50% of. But yeah, we've got like 1 day left of Caraval and there's still like just under halfway left. So I don't really know how that's gonna go. I don't know if that's gonna make it more boring, if it's like this whole entire half of the book is about 1 day. So I don't know, but yeah, we're kind of finding out more about Legend and about the history of Caraval, which is good. I'm enjoying that part. I do really, really like the relationship between Julian and Scarlett. Like, I love Julian as a character. I really don't like Scarlett and Donatella still, to be honest, but I am really enjoying the character of Julian. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on reading and we'll see how it ends. Okay, I'm on page 323, which is chapter 35, which means that I have 77 pages left. And something really big just happened that I'm really upset about. And I wish it didn't happen. I really hope that's not gonna be how it ends, because that's really sad. But I'm now on the last night of Caraval. So yeah, we'll see. I'm feeling more emotions towards this book than I was in the first half, definitely. Okay, I've just finished Caraval, and yeah, it definitely got a lot better after the 50% mark. It definitely picked up. I ended up really, really enjoying the last half. Like, it was really good, and the yeah, a big thing happened that I wasn't expecting, and it actually made me feel emotions which I also wasn't expecting, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if I will pick up the next one, because I have heard that Legendary and Finale, which are the other 2 books in this trilogy, I've heard that they're not great. So I'm not sure if I will pick them up, but I kind of do want to, because Jax from Once Upon a Broken Heart is supposed to be in this series and he was not in this book. So I imagine he'll appear later in the series, and I'm also guessing that the next book will be more about Donatella, because this book was literally mostly just about Scarlett. So I'm guessing the next one will be about Donatella, so maybe I will pick up the next one, but I don't know, we'll see. But I ended up giving this 4 stars, which I did not if you'd asked me when I was on like page 100 what I thought I'd rate this book, I would not have said 4 stars, but it definitely did get a lot better. So thanks to Sarah for picking that book for me, and thanks to Em for choosing this book. So I read both of the Stephanie Garber books that were options, and I'm really glad that I've read them. I love Stephanie Garber as an author, and I can't wait till the final book in this trilogy comes out because I just need to read it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.